I wouldn't say that I'm a clean freak, but I am always like obsessively trying to keep my hands specifically clean. And right behind me is a third row. I am also drinking an ocean water right now. Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be showing off my brand new mom car. Well, it's brand new to me. I am so excited for this car. I've been driving it for a couple days now and I absolutely love it so much. It is a 2015 Dodge Journey, but I'm going to give you guys a little tour of how I have it set up so far and just kind of talk about it, so let's go. If you didn't know, I used to drive a Subaru Forester and it ended up getting a big tear through the coolant hose in the engine, and we just kind of deemed that as a fix that was way too expensive, and we figured rather than trying to fix it, I would just go ahead and get a new car instead, because that had 240,000 miles on it by the time that we got done with it. So it lived a good long life, but now I finally have a different car instead. I will say this was nowhere near my first choice for a car. I didn't really know what I wanted. I honestly wanted something Japanese made, but I saw this on Facebook Marketplace. I kind of just settled for it. I was like, it's a good price, doesn't have too many miles, it seems really nice, I'm gonna check it out. And obviously I ended up really liking it, and now it's all mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off some of my favorite things about it, and then I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of how I have it set up so far. Very first thing I want to talk about, I got a sunroof. I am so happy. I've been through, I want to say like 4 different cars at this point. Out of all of those cars, only like one of them had a sunroof. My Subaru didn't, and it was one of the things that I missed the most about my old car. Now I finally have one again, and I absolutely love having one so much. This is what it looks like from the driver's seat. This is just the stuff that I've been bringing with me places. My little Iris and Rainbow mini backpack that I use as a diaper bag, and then a fanny pack that I use when my pants don't have any pockets. Obviously it has push to start, which I really like. Again, none of my cars before have had this, so I'm really excited about that. Something else all of my other cars have never had is push to start. I finally have a little push to start button, which I am super duper excited for. I've already been using that a little bit with how cold it was a few days ago. It's crazy because it went from like snowing and now it's 75 degrees outside and sunny. And then this is my little center screen. It does have Bluetooth, I just don't have my phone connected. But if I just go here, it would connect, and then I can call people from it, and then when I do have it connected, my music will show up on this screen. Again, for the Subaru, it had Bluetooth, but for the life of me, I could not figure it out. So I just used a little Bluetooth FM adapter that I had because my car before that did not have Bluetooth. And now I finally have one that actually has Bluetooth that I figured out how to work. So, very glad about that. And another thing that is new to me with this car, heated seats and heated steering wheel. I love that it has this. Again, like I said a couple days ago, it was literally snowing. So by the time I got to my car, my seat was heated up, my steering wheel was heated up. I am obsessed with this. And then the climate screen is pretty easy. You can sync both sides, or you can have the passenger side hotter and the driver's side colder. And then if I press more, I can pull this up, which you'll see exactly what this is in a minute, but rear passenger entertainment, there's a menu for that. And then I can pull up the audio, so I can make it, I don't know why the seats are backwards in the picture, that's kind of annoying, but like if I put it up here, I'll be able to hear it the best. If I put it down here, if Evie's extra fussy when I'm driving sometimes, I like to put on her music that she likes, just stuff like E-I-E-I-O, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, songs like that. And if I'm not exactly in the mood to hear them, I can put it so she hears it the loudest, and I can turn the volume down a little bit. Which some of you might be thinking, like, don't all cars have these features, but to me it's new, so I'm excited about it, okay? And then another nice little feature it has is this little drop down mirror where the sunglasses would be. So once I put the mirror up behind Evie's seat, which I still need to do, I will be able to see her and her big sister without needing to look in the rearview mirror. Because in the Subaru, I would have to adjust the rearview mirror every time I wanted to look at them and then adjust it back up to see the traffic. And now I don't have to do that because I have both of these mirrors. It does still have a sunglasses holder as well. Then I just have my little Bath & Body Works air freshener right there. And then in the glove compartment, I gotta show you guys this. I have this black sparkly little folder thing. It has my registration, and then eventually it will also have my insurance card. You can put your license in it, but I don't really want to do that. I just like keeping it with me. But I thought this was really cute, and it's nice to have an organized, dedicated place for it. And then right down here is just where I keep my keys, and if I'm not using my charger for my phone, I just kind of shove it down into here. Sometimes I'll have like my wallet or anything else small that I'm carrying with me shoved down in there as well. But for the most part, it's just my keys and my charger. And then in my cup holders, I just have these little rubber coaster things. They just barely are like a perfect fit. I am incredibly clumsy, especially when it comes to my drinks, and I drink a lot of Alani's, for example, and if I have just cracked the can open and I set it back down and I turn or hit my brakes or anything like that, the can spills. So it's nice to have something that I can like actually take out to clean instead of having to put my hand in there and clean it like that. I am also drinking an ocean water right now. I haven't had one in so long, and I was craving it real bad today, so I went ahead and got one. I literally just got my hair done today, and there's a Sonic next door to the salon I went to, so I was like, might as well get one. But now I'm gonna show you guys what's in my center console. So this is how it looks when I first open it up. It just has this like clear makeup bag full of stuff, and then underneath is a little portable charger just in case something happens where I can't charge my phone. I have this one charged up, ready to go, and it's MagSafe, so I don't need to connect a cord to it, which is honestly really cool and really nice. I can't remember where I got this from, but I really like it. And then I also just have some kids hand and body wet wipes, just because you know how kids are. They get very messy. So this is nice to have, easily accessible in the car. And now I'm gonna show you guys everything that's in this little bag. You can already see what some of the stuff is, but I have these little wet wipes and this hand sanitizer just connected to each other. I wouldn't say that I'm a clean freak, but I am always like obsessively trying to keep my hands specifically clean. So hand sanitizer and hand wipes are really handy to have around. And then I have a little Barbie first aid kit. It has a couple different kinds of bandages in it. If something happens where one of the girls needs a band-aid, hopefully them being Barbie themed would cheer them up a little bit. Then I also have just some hand cream. Like I said, I obsessively like to keep my hands clean, and my hands get really, really dry if I wash them way too much or if I use hand sanitizer way too much. So having hand cream kind of helps with them not being as dry. And then I have some of these little stay awake pills with 200 milligrams of caffeine per tablet. I get very tired when I drive late at night. There was one point in time where I was dozing off while driving and I woke up in a different lane. And luckily nothing bad happened. I didn't crash. But ever since that day, I have been terrified of driving when I'm tired. So if I ever feel like I'm getting close to that point again, these will be amazing to have around. I also have this little mini OxyClean stick just in case I get a food stain on my shirt, or one of the girls does especially. And then I have a mini lint roller. This is very mini. It's like almost as small as my hand, but sometimes I leave the house without realizing how much cat fur I have on my clothes, so having a lint roller around is always super helpful. And I have some of these Tylenol packets. I get a headache out of nowhere really easily, and it goes from 0 to 100 so quick. So Tylenol is definitely a lifesaver for me. And then lastly, I have a handful of these Ricola cough drops. I don't really like this flavor very much. I thought that I would, but when it broke apart in my mouth, I swear it tasted minty, but still had the cherry flavor. And cherry and mint do not mix very well. I'll keep them in here until I run out, but when I restock, I'll probably get a different flavor. And on the driver's side door, I just have this little box of tissues. This is a super convenient thing to have. The tissues are kind of hard to get out. Like, you can see that I kind of have ripped them, but I've been using a couple of them so far because I've been very stuffy, and these just slide into this little cup holder like perfectly. And they're in such a nice little spot for me to easily be able to reach when I need to blow my nose. Now we are going to go ahead and get into the middle row. I do have these purse hooks on the back of both of my front seats, and I just have my work bag hanging from this one right now. Obviously, it doesn't give me a lot of leg space, but my 7-year-old has plenty of leg space when she sits back here. I also haven't put her car seat in here yet, but the only place I've driven was literally a 15-second drive up to the bus stop with her. And then on this side, we just have Evie's seat. Ignore her water cup. I have to bring that in. I left it out here today. And I also have this little trash can. It's already almost completely full. I did already have one, but I figured I would buy a new one because this one is sturdier than my old one and it has a lid, which is really nice. And I think it's a little bit bigger. Anyways, you guys remember how I mentioned something about rear entertainment? Look at this. We have a little movie screen back here. It takes DVDs. I'm not sure if there's a way to plug something in, like a computer, because it has these 3 ports right here. But we do have some DVDs, so eventually I'm sure we will use them. And then it also comes with a remote, which is really nice. I'm not even sure if this completely works because when I press all the buttons, it doesn't do anything. But it's got batteries, so I'm just gonna figure out how to work this eventually, and if it needs new batteries, I'll put new batteries in it. But it also has this button where you can darken or brighten the screen. We are going on a road trip to visit my grandma here in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna try to get that figured out, and then hopefully we can get it working before we go on the road trip. And if we're driving when it's dark out, they can turn the brightness down so it's not blinding them. And they do also have their own little controls for the AC back here. Obviously, Evie can't reach them yet, but my 7-year-old can, and it is really nice to have this because sometimes she's complaining that it's too cold, but I like it to be cold in here. So I either have to listen to her complain about it being too cold, or I have to make it way too warm for myself. But now we don't have to worry about that anymore because we can both make it the temperature that we like. And right behind me is a 3rd row. This is actually pretty easy to access. Let me show you guys real quick. So I do actually struggle with this seat because as soon as I pull this lever, it wants to make this part of the seat go up, which I want to make it fully flat. But I can at least push this forward, and there's plenty of space to go back here and get to these back seats. And then in the back here I just have boxes of random stuff that I had left behind in my Subaru that I still need to find something to do with, but for now they're just sitting back here. This middle seat always kind of throws me off because you see how this rectangle is outlined? You would think just that section folds down, but actually the entire seat folds down. And it just has 2 cup holders, and I have the same little coasters in here as I have in the cup holders up front. And then there's just a nice little armrest right here if my 7-year-old decides to use it. And in this door, I do have some more hand wipes, just in case my 7-year-old's hands are very dirty and I don't get a chance to give her the ones that I have up front. She can just reach down there and use these ones. Now we're going to get into the trunk. This is probably my least favorite part about this car. It does not have very much trunk space. Like, this isn't a lot of space at all, but I have this little handheld vacuum to clean it out if it's ever super messy, which it definitely will be because I have 2 kids. And then I have an extra first aid kit back here, some of this multi-purpose cleaner, and some air freshener spray, little trees in a can. And then I have another little makeup bag full of stuff. So this just has more hand cream, sunscreen, some more hand sanitizer wipes, and then another lint roller. And I also have a hairbrush in here and some deodorant towelettes, because you never know when you might be stinky, and sometimes you gotta use these in an emergency. And then I just have some more cleaning supplies back here. So this is a little spray bottle. I'll just have to fill it up with water or any kind of cleaner I want to use. And it came with these brushes, this, which is basically just to dust off the dash, this microfiber towel, and then some universal dust cleaning gel, as it says, which cleans out like the vents and any of these small spaces that are kind of hard to get to. It came with 2 of them, so I do already have one up on my passenger side door. I don't know if you've been able to see it in the background or not, but yeah, this one is unopened. The one I have up there is open. This one is just extra. And then I also have some jumper cables in here because, again, you never know when you might need them. Okay, angle switch. I know it's a weird one. I apologize for that. But I placed an order for our food from a Chinese restaurant for dinner. So we're gonna go ahead and run up there and get the food. And you guys get to see just how easy this is to drive and how quiet it is. My Subaru was very noisy, and this one is super quiet and super easy to drive. So let's go. Anyways, that is all for this video. I would love to decorate this car some more, so if you have any suggestions for things I can add to it, comment them down below because I would love to see what you guys think. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!